Chapter 1. Safe Travels. A late Tuesday, December afternoon. The intense, record-setting blizzard denies travelers a clear path to their destinations and bullies them from their snow-covered pavements. Many travelers, who have ignored the weatherman's warning to only travel if absolutely necessary, now find themselves abandoning their vehicles on the sides of highways and interstates. Their only option is to seek refuge in nearby hotels from the relentless early December snow pounding. Howling 67-mile-an-hour winds create scattered snowdrifts like icy ocean waves through Gastonia, North Carolina. Most businesses and schools have been given a warning to shut down since conditions were soon to become worse. Lloyd Burgess, a 64-year-old black gentleman and manager of QuickTime gas station, is about to check out his last customer before shutting down his store. His thick, short-cut afro and well-trimmed beard rival the whiteness of the outside snow, like thick frosting on a chocolate Christmas cookie, his granddaughter often told him. He exhales sharply through puckered lips, then fans himself with a notebook beside the register. He could barely tolerate the rising heat in his store.
"You gonna bore me to death one day messing with that damn thermostat, Sandra," he
thought, tired of hearing how she had things to do and how her daycare provider was about to close. Lloyd sent his cashier, Sandra, home early when she was supposed to help him close the store.
Lies.
He had already overheard her talking on the phone with her mother, telling her the diapers were at the bottom of an orange and pink bag. No matter. He had shut this store down 1,000,000 times alone in the past. What is one more day? However, this was no regular day. He wipes the beads of sweat forming on his forehead, then rolls up the sleeves of his dark gray Oxford shirt to mid-forearm. A black inked detailed tattoo, a military-issued rifle turned upside down with the muzzle and a set of combat boots, a Kevlar helmet balanced on the stock, with the words, "Honor the Fallen" written beneath it, showed on his forearm as he reached for his collar. He clears his throat as he unbuttons the second and third button, then checks the thermostat behind him just as his last customer, an old colleague from the steel mill he once worked with, walks up to the counter. Lloyd rapidly presses the down button until the temperature drops from 85 to 72, then turns to address his customer with a smile.
"Hey, Milton, how the hell are you today, sir? Did you find everything okay?"
Lloyd asks, pulling the customer's windshield wiper fluid, powdered donuts, and cherry coke closer to the register to scan. The man's flannel jacket and John Deere hat are seasoned with melting snow.
Hey, yeah, I think I got what I need.
His fatty neck and jaw jiggle briefly as he fishes around in his back pocket for his wallet.
I'd be doing a whole lot better if this damn snow would just go away. God's taking a big white crap on us and I don't like it.
You staying healthy?
He scans the donuts.
I'm trying to.
He chuckles as Lloyd places the powdered-covered delights in the bag.
Though them sugary things prove I'm lying through my teeth, huh? Mama won't like it, though, that junk food and all. So I'll gulp it down like a pelican before I get to her house.
He tosses a $10 bill to the counter before getting his total. Lloyd flashes him a surprised eye.
"Gonna pay a visit to your mom in this."
"Yeah. I gotta get through Charlotte quick. I know Mama have a dang fit if she's snowed in and no one there with her."
He clears his throat, a nasty sound of mucus and spit loosening, gurgling, enough to make anyone gag. But he held it in his mouth. Lloyd knows by the sound of it that he needed to spit, so he reaches for a paper funnel next to the register. Before he could offer it to him, he swallows it down with the frown of a man taking a spicy shot of whiskey. Lloyd cringes, quickly remembering where he had left off in the conversation to take his mind from it.
"Sounds like fun."
You don't know my mama. Fun ain't nowhere in the agenda, I promise you. Bunch of undone jobs I gotta tend to, fixing a dishwasher, patching a broken window. Not to mention a whole heap of snow I gotta plow. So no, sir, no fun at all.
Well, if she's anything like I remember you were, you got your hands full with more than just the work.
They both chuckle before Lloyd asks,
"Is this gonna be everything?"
Yes, sir, Mr. Burgess. Should have everything I need right here. Oh, wait.
He grabs a bag of barbecue potato chips and tosses it to the counter. Lloyd shakes his head, laughing in his throat.
"All right. Well, you know the window washer fluid is buy one, get one half off.
No, I should be okay with just this.
Nah, I wouldn't feel right if you walked out of here without what's owed to you. Go on ahead and grab yourself one more on me. You may need it with all this mess going on out there. Better to have it than not when you need it.
Yeah, you may be right.
As Milton steps away from the counter to retrieve his extra item, Lloyd notices a beat-up red Suburban backing up into the front parking space. From the looks of it, with its dented rear bumper and broken-out rear window, sealed with what looks like trash bags and duct tape, the truck has seen its share of accidents and fender benders. He throws his hands on the counter and groans with frustration.
Come on now,
He says, drumming his well-groomed fingernails on the counter.
look at this mess. I'm gonna have to flash the close sign to keep people from pulling up here. I don't know why people ain't just staying home. Look at it out there. What the hell could be so important that you need to come to the gas station in the middle of a goddamn blizzard?
Well, how about gas? That's important.
They didn't pull up to no pump, so...
Yeah, it looks like I won't be your last customer today.
Milton says, returning to the counter.
You better shut it down and turn off that sign if you're going to make it home.
Yeah, I sure as hell don't want to be stuck here either. I got a television, a few beers, and a remote waiting on me.
Lloyd finishes bagging up the items with one eye on the Suburban. He hands Milton his bag and drops his change in his palm.
Be careful out there. Drive safe.
Lloyd says, closing the drawer to his register.
Be careful going out that door. Storm blew that door open and ripped the arm off my hydraulic door closer. Gotta get a new one.
Milton plants his free hand on top of his hat to hold it down. The electronic bell chimes as he exits the store. A cold gust of wind, accompanied by snow, blows wildly inside, giving Lloyd a quick chill through his thin clothing.
Hoo-wee!
Yells Milton. He quickly grabs the door before it can swing open wide and pulls it closed. He turns back to the window and mouths the words, "Have a Merry Christmas," then gives Lloyd a quick smile and a wave before disappearing into the parking lot. Lloyd takes a look at the Suburban, just sitting there and idle. He could faintly hear the gulping sound from the dual exhausts just before another gust of wind thunders against the store windows, bringing a blinding blanket of snow with it.
What in the hell are they doing out there?
He thought. He impatiently waves at the truck through the store window.
Better get your asses in here before I lock these doors.
He gives the SUV one more irritated glance as he stares over the shoulder of a plastic snowman. He then flips off the light to his blue and red neon open side, then plunges his right hand deep into his pocket, withdrawing a single key.
You want to sit out there? Go ahead and sit out there then. But these doors fixing to be locked.
As he rounds the corner from behind the counter, the key slits from his grasp and lands behind a wire potato chip display stand.
Jesus Christ, Lloyd.
He reaches blindly under the stand and partly under the counter. He grimaces as his fingertips touch thick dust and an unknown squishy chunk of God knows what, before feeling the smooth metal surface surrounded in gritty dirt. He snags the prize, catching some of the gunk under his clean nails.
Gotcha.
The front door chimes as it blows open. Startled, he jumps to his feet, nearly knocking over the potato chip stand to see who had entered. He whips his head around, panning every corner of the store. No one. The wind is blowing so hard it forces the door back open, allowing more snow inside. He rushes over, leaning into the door with everything his 150-pound body could muster, finally closing it tightly. He takes a second to catch his breath while planting his foot against the door.
Hello? I'm about to lock up, so make your presence known before I secure this hatch.
He gets no reply, just the thundering wind against the door. He checks the ceiling mirror and pans the store once more. Nothing. Satisfied, he aims his key into the keyhole, but stops halfway when he notices the Suburban is gone. Nothing outside except his truck and an empty lot of snowdrifts and disappearing tire tracks. Lloyd hunches his shoulders.
Must have left after seeing me turn my sign off.
He jams the key in and gives it one good hard turn, then repeats the same thing in a second keyhole, locking himself in. He backs away from the door, dusting off the snow from his arms and shoulders when he bumps into someone behind him. Startled, he spins around, raising his fist to a short, petite woman cradling a 6-pack of Shepherd's beer. The bottom half of her face is covered by a black scarf wrapped around her neck, and a knitted cap pulled down on her head, barely above her eyes. The only visible part of her face is her dark brown eyes and milky white skin.
Sweet Jesus.
He exclaims, dropping his fist to clutch the center of his chest.
Young lady,
He swallows deep, then catches his breath.
where on earth did you come from? The store is closed now.
I'm so sorry, sir.
She muffled through the scarf with a giggle.
I was back by the beverages. Your sign said open when I came in. You're pretty much the only store that is, thank God.
Well, I yelled, hello. You didn't hear me?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear anything. This scarf over my ears is kind of thick and my hearing is bad as it is.
She places the beer on the counter.
Can I just pay for this? I don't want anything else.
He takes in a deep breath to calm his still racing heart, then checks the door once more.
Okay. I can only take cash. I just shut my credit card machine down, so I hope that's okay.
He says, making his way around to the back counter once again, suddenly catching the strong fragrance of marijuana.
And you know that's 3-2 beer, not regular.
Yeah, I have cash. This is gonna have to do. With this weather, all the liquor stores are closed. May as well have some fun where you're gonna be snowed in, right?
He flashes her a partial smile at the corner of his mouth, but doesn't take his eyes off of the young lady, who in turn doesn't remove her eyes from him. She doesn't seem like a threat to him, yet he still gives her the once-over inspection. She doesn't stand awkwardly as though she were concealing a weapon. Her coat is closed, and both hands are laid on the case of beer she wanted to purchase.
Is that what brought you out here in this weather? Beer?
I know. I'm just trying to get home from a friend's house. I wish I had some liquor, to be honest with you. But, like I said...
He checks outside to the parking lot once more.
But did you walk? I don't see no car out there waiting for you.
Yes, sir. I refuse to be stuck at her house in this weather. Her dad is a piece of shit perv, and he makes me feel uncomfortable. I prefer to be home and in my own bed.
He scans her beer.
Calm down, Lloyd. She ain't no gun-wielding psychopath.
He thought.
Well, if you have a ways to go, I'd be happy to give you a ride, young lady. That weather is something else right now, and I'm quite confident my truck can get you where you need. I don't think you can see 2 feet in front of you out there, and this storm ain't nothing to be testing your luck with, especially walking with a case of beer.
No, I'll be okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Well, is that going to be all for you, sweetie?
Yeah, this should be it.
Her innocent stare shifting to the contents of his register as he opens it.
Oh, and I'll take some gum. And a pack of Winston 100s. And also the condoms behind you?
Damn. What happened to that being it? You want the box or the soft pack?
He says, turning his back to her to locate the cigarettes and condoms hanging on the wall behind him.
The soft pack, please.
Not a problem. Like I said, I'm about to leave soon. Are you sure you...
He stops in mid-turn, seeing in the store window the reflection of the woman he was once talking with. And now, a tall man beside her, aiming a gun at the back of his head. Lloyd immediately drops the box of condoms and raises his hand slowly to just shoulder height.
Nah, don't go doing anything stupid.
His heart kicks into overdrive as he gradually turns to face them. Suddenly, he is staring down the barrel of a nickel-plated, snub-nosed .38 revolver, held by a tall, thin, bald white male. His face is partially covered by a bright red scarf in the same fashion as the girl now standing behind him. His aim is shaky.
Shut up and back away from the register, nigger. And you better not move. Just stay like you are.
The man sits on the counter, swinging his legs over it and to the other side, while keeping his barrel trained on Lloyd.
Where's your safe?
He demands, shoving the gun closer to his face. Lloyd flinches with trembling hands, his lower jaw quivering and unable to answer. The man smirked at the wide-eyed fear in Lloyd's face, as if he were drawing power from it. The man raises the gun, pushing it closer to Lloyd's face.
I said, where's the goddamn safe?
He exclaims, cocking the hammer back with his thumb, then aiming, slowly raising the barrel to the old man's forehead. Years of therapy to cure his post-traumatic stress disorder could not have prepared Lloyd for what he was facing at this moment. Brief flashbacks of the Vietnam War and gruesome acts surfaced the anxiety-filled, alcoholic, paranoid veteran he thought he had under control. His breath stutter, hands tremble, and his eyes shut tight as the old demons of war invade his mind.
Don't you fucking have a heart attack on me, old dude. Not before you give us what we came here for.
He nudges his forehead with the barrel.
Hey, I'm not screwing around.
Lloyd clenches two shaky fists beside his head and takes in deep breaths to calm himself. Slowly, he opens his eyes and takes notice to the cheap swastika tattoo between the thumb and index finger of the man's gun hand.
I don't have a safe.
The man looks over to the girl.
What the hell are you waiting for?
As if released from a deep, gazing trance, the girl removes a small, black plastic grocery bag and makes her way around the counter. She looks up at Lloyd with sorry in her eyes and then begins scooping handfuls of cash and dumping it into the bag. The man pistol whips him, knocking him back against the wall where he drops to the floor and crushes a box of Christmas decorations that he was going to put up the next day.
I know there's a damn safe in here somewhere.
Holy shit! There's gotta be at least 500 in this drawer. This is good. Get what we came for here, and let's go. Fuck that safe.
The girl says while tying a knot in the bag handles.
No, he's got more.
He kicks Lloyd's legs, then yells down to him.
I know you got a safe in here, old man. Where the hell is it? Stop jacking around or I swear to God.
I told you, ain't no safe here. Just take that and go, please. It's all that's in here.
Damn it, Dean, let's go.
Dean drops his aim and turns to her with a disgusted and disappointed look in his eyes.
What the fuck did you just do?
Let's go.
He throws his hands up.
You just gave him my goddamn name. I can't believe you just fucking did that. Are you serious?
It doesn't matter now. Get the keys. Let's go. Now.
Lloyd takes advantage of their quarrel and locates the glowing red panic button just underneath the counter. It's a little more than arm's length away, but he has to do something. He scoots a little closer, then stretches out his arm, his hand still shaking. His index finger extends, finally hitting its target firmly.
Hey! Hey! Hey!
The girl yells, quickly pointing down to Lloyd. Dean spins around, acting on impulse to Lloyd still holding down the button. He takes aim with his pistol and fires. The .38 caliber slug finds its exit at the back of his skull and lodges into the wall behind him. The girl's jaw drops just as fast as her beer and bag of money hit the floor. The sight of Lloyd's lifeless body falling limp to the floor was something she'd never seen, nor ever wanted to see in her lifetime.
No! 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 What did you do?
Tears well in her eyes quickly as she nearly collapses from her sudden weakened state.
Shut the fuck up, Steph,
he exclaims, now jamming his hands deep into Lloyd's pockets.
Pick up the money and get to the truck.
He removes Lloyd's wallet, keys, and the gold watch from his wrist. Dean tosses her the keys, silently delegating her the next step of their escape. Dean can hear the keys jiggling from her shaking hands as she aims multiple keys inside the deadbolt keyhole until finally unlocking it.
Get a fucking move on!
When she unlocks the final bolt, the door blows open with such force, if she had not stepped aside to pick up the sack of money she set down, it would have taken her face with it. The door crashes to the other side and smashes the breakaway glass, crumbling down to the tiled floor. Steph nearly slips on the glass pieces as she grabs for the stolen belongings and races out of the door. Dean stands over Lloyd, whose arm and finger are still extended from his last act of desperation. He kneels to see what it is Lloyd's finger may be pointing to. To his horror, he notices the flashing red candy-like button underneath the counter.
Oh, fuck.
He stumbles back in a hurry, then scrambles to his feet and races out the door, just as Steph pulls around in a red Suburban and slides to a stop. He yanks open the door.
Move, I'm driving.
He pushes her over to the passenger side.
That asshole pushed the panic button, so cops are coming. The snow is gonna hold him up, so we got time to get the fuck out of here. You got the money?
Steph holds up her quivering hand, dangling the plastic bag. Dean slams on the accelerator. The throaty sound of the exhaust roared as he passed a man nearby, shoveling packed snow from around his tires on the side of the road. He watches as the back of the red Suburban fishtails and slides its way down the unplowed street until it disappeared into the blinding chaos. We want to thank you for listening. And if you liked the video, please be sure to subscribe and crush that like button in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Until next time.
Picking out dough.